Hello, I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Welcome. Thanks to those of you that are returning, and if this is your first time, please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button down below and click on the icon, and then you'll be notified when I upload videos on Monday and Thursday. So today we are going to make a fun fold card, and I'm going to show you two different ways to make this fun fold card. They're both going to look the same when we're finished, but you may like one way better than the other when you see how to make the cards. And we're going to be using the Have a Hoot bundle for our fun fold card. I've really been enjoying this. Is such a cute set, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be offering a product-based class in October using the bundle Have a Hoot. So in order to be part of my class, go to my online store, terryhartley.stampinup.net, and purchase the bundle. Use my host code. That way I know that you've signed up for the product-based class. And then I will mail out to you enough cardstock. It'll be all cut, the dies, embellishments for 4 cards. And you'll make one card of 4 different designs. And 2 of the cards will be Halloween theme and 2 will be Christmas. Now, if you already have the Have a Hoot set, then just go to my online store and order at least $50 and use my host code, and you will also receive the materials in the mail with the cardstock and everything that you need to make 4 cards. And I say everything, but if you go to my website, rusticbarncards.com, I do have on there some things like adhesive, scissors, those type of things that you will need. So I hope you can join me for the product-based class. I would love for you to. Not only will you receive the cut cardstock, embellishments, and those type of things, but I also will give you written directions, and you'll have a private link to a video showing me making the cards, and that way you can make the cards at your leisure. You can stop, you can rewind, you can pause. So again, and if you want to read more about my product-based class, go to my webpage, www.rusticbarncards.com. Okay, and we'll be using this set also in the Fun Fold today, and that is not the, I will not be using that. That's not a card that you'll be getting. It'll be different in the product-based class. This Saturday, October 3rd, is World Card Making Day. So I hope you'll make a card Saturday, give it to someone, or send it to someone. That would be awesome. And something else that's really awesome right now is Stampin' Up! Is having a sale the entire month of October on selected designer series paper. This may be upside down to you, and I'm sorry about that if it's backwards, I guess. There's 15 different packs of designer series paper that you can save 15% on during the month of October. And I have about 6 of these. So I will, when we turn the camera down, I will share the ones that I have. I probably will be adding some to my collection now that they are on sale, right? So, and then one more thing I want to talk to you about before we turn the camera down and start stamping, and that is paper pumpkin. So October, it is Joy to the World. And this kit will make 8 elegant cards. You'll make, it's 2 different designs. So you have 4 cards of 2 different designs. And what is so, I think, really neat about this kit is that you'll have some die cuts in English and in French and German. So how cool is that? And the reason for that is because you'll be able to connect, if you wish, to other customers and demonstrators across the world. So this is kind of a really neat way to connect. And again, you can get more information on my webpage at rusticbarncards.com. And to subscribe, it's $22, includes shipping, although you can prepay, which is a different price for that. And you can prepay for a month or 3 months. But when you subscribe, you can cancel at any time. So I would, if you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. And just go to my online store at terryhartley.stampinup.net, or on my webpage. You can also look up Paper Pumpkin, and there's a place that you can order through there too. Okay, so let me look. I think I have covered everything I wanted to talk to you about. And when we turn the camera down, I'll quickly we'll look at some of the Designer Series papers, paper that's going to be on sale, and then we will start stamping. Okay, let's look at the Designer Series paper that's on sale. The Artistry Blooms, 'Tis the Season, Forever Greenery, Poinsettia, Trimming the Town, Plaid Tidings, and then we have, there we go, see, Tall Tidings, Peony Garden, Whale of a Time, Heartwarming, Magic in This Night, Snowflake Splendor, In Good Taste, Playing with Patterns, and Playful Pets. So I have some of these. I know I was thinking about In Good Taste, and I don't have that. I will be purchasing this. So I wonder which ones that you like. So this is the Plaid Tidings. So there's a lot of plaid going on. And then remember, the Designer Series paper, it also is two-sided, so you can decide which side that you want to use. So this is the Plaid Tidings. Another one that's on sale is 'Tis the Season. So this is a holiday. So you have a lot of different designs, some candy canes, poinsettias, evergreen, and then on the back, now some of the Designer Series papers may be missing because I've been using some of these. Then those are 6x6 that I just shared with you, but some of the Designer Series papers are 12x12. So the Playful Pets is 12x12, and this is another really fun set. You have smaller dogs, you have larger dogs, you have cats, some different cats, dog bowls, dog bones, and then you have the cats, and then on the back, you have some words, and you also have some other fun. And I know some of the Designer Series paper is missing because I've used quite a few of the Designer Series paper from the Playful Pets. Then the Peony, I think it's Peony Garden. You have a lot of flowers, and then on the other side, this is looks kind of like marble. And again, this is 12x12. So you can cut these, you can cut them up by 6x6, or you can just wait till you need a certain size. And then another one is the Forever Greenery. Isn't this lovely? So a lot of leaves and trees. And then again, on the other side, should have taken that back cover off. And you receive 2 of each design. Okay, so that's why you have 1, 2. So you will receive 2 of each design. The last I'm going to share with you is one that is from the Designer Series paper that we're going to use today from this pack. Snowflake Splendor. It's 12 by 12, and this is on sale for the month of October also. So here is the Snowflake Splendor. We're going to be using this DSP right here today. And then if you turn it over, you have more snowflakes. And just some abstract Designer Series paper. Here's one with snowflakes. So I wanted to show you a little bit of the Designer Series papers that's on sale that I have in my collection. So you could kind of get more of an idea of what they look like. Just one more thing, in case you're not aware, each of the Designer Series papers on the back, they will have the coordinating inks that go with each of the designer papers. So 'Tis the Season, you have Basic Black, Cherry Cobbler, Garden Green, Real Red, Shaded Spruce, and Whisper White. So those are the colors you're going to find in this pack, and of course the inks that would coordinate with that. One thing I love about Stampin' Up, they really coordinate all the products really well. So again, you'll have that on the back of each of your Designer Series paper, what coordinating colors are in the pack. Okay, let's start stamping. So remember, we're using the Have a Hoot bundle, and this is the set I'm going to use for my product-based class. And I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier, but I do need, if you would like to take the product-based class, you need to sign up by October 6th. I know that's not a long time, a lot of time for you to do that. But the reason is because 2 of the cards are Halloween, and I want to make sure that you receive the materials in time to make the cards. So I have them ready to go. So just, again, you can find out more information at rusticbarncards.com. So this is a set we're going to use. And here is the first fun fold card that we're going to make. Say that really fast 10 times. Okay, let me show you the cardstock that we need to make this card. Now, this card I'm going to use I use Night of Navy and Balmy Blue, but I'm going to kind of reverse it for the card that we're going to make today. So the back of the card is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to need a layer, and it is 5.5 by 4. And then the Balmy Blue that we're going to use, and this is actually going to be for our flap, and it is 6.5 by 3.5. And then our DSP is 5.5 by 4. And we're going to need Whisper White for the inside of our card, and it is 4.5 by 3. And then that is the basic fun fold. And then we're going to decorate it on the outside. So we're going to need a piece of Night of Navy. And it will be 3.5 by 2.5. And then we're going to layer this piece of Whisper White on top. And it is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then you need a scrap of Whisper White. Notice that little S there, so I would make sure I didn't get it mixed up. And then I'm also going to use these little snowflake embellishments later. And I'm also going to use the embossing folder, Winter Snow, for our flap. So first thing we're going to do is to work on our flap. So that is the 6.5 by 3.5, and we only need a score for this fun fold one time. So I'm going to bring in our trimmer, and you just need to score for 1 inch on one end. And again, I like to go up and down several times just to make sure I get a good score line. But before I fold I'm going to bring in our embossing folder, and I'm going to turn it so where I scored it will be at the bottom. So if I don't need to have the snowflakes on the entire piece. And since it's 6.5 and this is only 6 inches, then part of this will not get embossed. But that's okay because it's going to be folded and you won't see this part anyway. And then I'm going to run it through our cut and emboss machine, which I have already done. Now, when I took this out of our embossing folder, this edge here is where the edge of the embossing folder came. So that's not our inch. So I went ahead and put this back in the trimmer, and I went ahead and scored this at 1 inch. And now I'm ready. That way I could see it a little bit better. And now I'm ready to fold. So we're going to fold this, bring in our bone folder, just to kind of make sure it gives it a crisp fold. And then I'm going to bring in Balmy Blue. And then I'm going to bring in liquid glue. And then I'm just going to put this, line up the Balmy Blue layer. Try that again, won't we? First card I made, it didn't go quite to the edge, so I want to make sure that we have a little bit of time to work with this. So I want to, and it does. Okay. I'm checking to make sure that this is even on the bottom before I press up here. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, now I'm going to bring in our Night of Navy. And I'm going to add liquid glue and adhere this to our Night of Navy. Of course, I'm putting the glue in the back of this because our Night of Navy is wider. I think I needed my craft sheet, didn't I? So I'll line this up, make sure it's straight. And then press down. Okay. Now, we're going to open this up, and we're going to bring in our DSP, and we're going to adhere it on the inside of the card. So this is really a fun and quick and easy fun fold that you can make. And it doesn't have to be Christmas. You could use whatever DSP you wanted. You could change the sentiment. I'm trying to decide which way I like the snowflakes to go. So this is actually going to cover up that Balmy Blue that we just adhered the back of our card on. And I want to make sure that I have this even down here. Okay, looks good. And now we're going to bring in our layer for the inside. And again, add some liquid glue. I wanted to stamp this before I did this, but we can stamp it in just a few minutes. Because I was getting so excited how quickly this fun fold came together. And so this is our basic fun fold. Now let's go ahead and decorate. Okay, so we are going to stamp on the Whisper White, and it is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and we're also going to use a scrap of Whisper White. So I'm going to use the sentiment, "Owl I Want for Christmas Is You," and then we're going to use the 2 owls. So I'm going to use Tuxedo Black, Memento Tuxedo Black. And the first thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiments. So I'm going to ink it up. And I'm going to place it at the bottom of our cardstock. Okay, that will work. And now I'm going to bring in our owls. And I'm going to stamp this twice because I am going to die cut the owls out. But when you cut the owls, when you die cut the owls out, part of the twig that they're on doesn't show. And so you need to stamp and also die cut. Although you could just stamp, you wouldn't have to die cut. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, I very well could just leave it like this. That's cute. So we wouldn't have to go any further. But I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Because I will be using some Stampin' Blends. But if you don't have Stampin' Blends, I think these owls are cute just like they are when you stamp them. So I'm going to lay, this is one we're going to layer on here. I'm going to go ahead and bring in, and I am using light Oud Olive. And I have one of these already finished, but I'll just kind of quickly get started. So I'm just going to do the leaves and bring in real red. And I'm going to do the bullet, the shorter end, the thinner. There's a thinner line here. And I'm just going to kind of make little dots right there where I want those little red to be. And then I like using the light Petal Pink, and I use that for their eyes. And I am going to use a thicker for, I think either one would be fine. So just the top of their eyelids, and this would... And then their bodies, using Crumb Cake, light and dark. And I'll just start with one. You can just kind of go ahead and, you know, color. You can let that sit for a second. Then you can bring in the dark. And you can just kind of go over the... And you can just color it however that you would like. I do need to color their claws, and I'm using soft suede, just a little bit darker. And then for their noses, while I had that red out, I went ahead and just kind of put a little touch of red. And then I'll wait a second. While I do that, sometimes I like to use we have a blend called the Color Lifter. And sometimes that just kind of blends things together. Makes it a little bit lighter. So you can do that. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to use a soft suede, and I put their little beaks red, but then I want to just kind of dot it with soft suede. So that kind of makes it look a little more natural. All right, so I already have this colored and die cut, but you would just finish it and then you lay your die cut. Remember, I always like to put little either washi tape or a little sticky tape down. When I say sticky tape, I mean like a sticky note, like a sticky strip. That way, you know it's not going to move. You get it just like you want it when you go through the cut and emboss machine. All right, so let's bring in the one that we already have. And then I am going to bring in my silicone craft sheet so I don't get glue everywhere. And I'm going to go ahead and layer this onto our Night of Navy. And we want to center this. And now we'll turn this over and bring in some dimensionals. You can let me know in the comments if you like it closer like I had it, or if this is easier for you to see. So I'm just putting 2 dimensionals on the back of our cute little owls. And then I'm just going to put that, before I do that, I do need to bring in my soft suede, because we are going to need, and you could do this branch, you could do it, I guess, in the old olive and green, because maybe it's not a branch, maybe these are leaves. It's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? There we go. All right, now we can line this up. And I kind of just line up the feet of the owls. I'm not sure you call them feet, but I do. All right, and then this little, I don't know, not sure if it is a mistletoe, but sounds good. So I am going to bring in, actually, I think I was going to bring in the mini, but I think we can pop it up with one of the larger dimensionals. Now I could have waited to add these after I put this on my card base. Let's turn this over and we're going to add more dimensionals. We're going to pop up this on our card. You know, what I like about this stamp set, you could also, it wouldn't have to be Christmas. You could put like a birthday greeting. There's one with a present. And you could call that present. It wouldn't have to be for Christmas. It could be a birthday, but happy birthday from another stamp set. So the stamp set is really versatile. Move the craft. Let's bring in our fun fold and let's add this. to the front. I like this, I like the fun fold where it's embossed because it has snowflakes, and then there's snowflakes on the front. And then inside, I mentioned earlier that I wanted to stamp. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to show you a little trick. Okay, so I only want this little mistletoe. I only want that in the inside of my card. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up the entire stamp, or not so much down here, but you are going to get ink on this. And then I'm going to bring in a sticky note and place over. You don't want to put the sticky note on first, so then you'll have ink out here that will smear on your card. And you can kind of hold that if it doesn't want to stick. And there you go. And you could put it, it'd be better to have stamped it before I put it in here, but we made it work, didn't we? So now we want to bring in the real red. And just go ahead and then bring in our light Oud Olive. And now we have our first fun fold. All I want for Christmas is you. So before, you do want to add some snowflakes. So I'm going to bring in our little snowflakes. These are so cute, and they're in our mini catalog. And there's different colors, so I'm going to kind of look for blue. But you wouldn't have to. You could put any color. It's a little darker one. So isn't that cute? All I want for Christmas is you. And then this is the first one that I showed you. So I used Night of Navy, and I did not do the embossing on the front. And then this, I used Balmy Blue, and I did emboss. So you can let me know which one you like the best. And again, this is the first fun fold. And now I'm going to show you, it's going to look just the same, but it's going to be, we're going to put it together differently. And then you can let me know which one that you think would work for you the best. Okay, so these are the first two, and let's make one more card. Okay, let's make the next card. I think I said that. All right. Let me bring in, I'm going to go with Bumblebee and black. So this is going to look the same, but it's going to be another top fun fold, but we're going to do it just a little bit different. So you're going to need, the back of the card is going to be 5.5 by 4 1/4, the same as before. And our DSP will be the same, 5.5 by 4 inches. Only we're going to need Bumblebee. We're going to be using, it'll be 3.5 by 11. So 3.5 by 11 and scored at 5.5. And I've already scored, and I already have it folded. And then we're going to need Whisper White for the inside layer. Again, it's 4.5 by 3. And then we will need a black 3.5 by 2.5, and Whisper White 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then a scrap of Whisper White to stamp our image. So I have already stamped, and we're going to do Happy Birthday, and I'm going to use this little owl that I was talking about earlier. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to bring in Stamp and Seal. a layer. Only problem with, you get a little bit of, if you don't have too much leeway with the Stampin' Seal, but we got it straight. Great. Okay, and so now I'm going to adhere the DSP onto the back of the card. So bring in my, and I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. And we'll get this even. Kind of hold it where I don't have any Stampin' Seal. I need to bring that over a little bit so it doesn't stick until I'm ready for it to. Okay, it looks about right. Okay, I'm going to lay that aside. I'm going to bring in our Bumblebee. That's 11 by 3.5, and for our inside. So we are going to layer this inside. So let's go ahead, and I'll just go ahead and continue to the liquid, the green glue, the liquid glue. We'll go ahead and just use Stampin' Seal. So either one is fine. So this is for the inside of our card where you can write your greeting. And you could stamp something inside here. Okay, I'm going to close this. And now I am going to use liquid glue on the back. I want to make sure that I'm putting the glue on the correct sizes. They're both the same they look the same on the front. And so now we are going to adhere this right on the front of our DSP. So we want to get that lined up at the top and the bottom and make sure we have it even and straight. Okay, and press that down. All right, and now we're ready to add our image and our sentiment. So we'll add the dimensionals. I'd love for you to leave me a comment. Let me know which, the first or the second fun fold, do you think you would like to make? Or maybe you've already made a top fun fold like this. But I wanted to show you the versatility of the Have a Hoot, where you could, it doesn't have to be Halloween or Christmas. Like this is going to be a birthday card. And then we're going to add this in the middle. And then I've already stamped, and I already went ahead and cut out our little owl. And so I made his present Bumblebee using the light and the dark. So I'm going to pop him up with dimensional. And I think I can get 2 on there. So we'll take the tops off. I find those tops everywhere sometimes. And I went ahead this time and used the Old Olive for the branch. I could have done the leaf, I could have done Old Olive and soft suede. So it's whatever you have. If you have colored pencils, that would work fine too. Okay, now let's bring in some embellishments. And I'm going to bring in the in color dots. And so we could pop it up with just jade, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use Bumblebee. one here. I think I need to have my pokey. Put one here. And maybe one more. And of course you could use any, and you could put one down here. You could just decide wherever you wanted it. Okay, so this is our fun fold. The second way to make it. It eliminates one step. So you have this folded edge. So let me bring in the one we made together. So here are the two cards. Get some of this stuff out of the way that we made. So this is the first card. And then this is the second card. So, you know, they look the same. They look the same inside. This is just one step less. So you can decide, you know, which one you think is easier for you and which one that you like. I would love for you to let me know. Also, if I didn't mention the paper pumpkin, you can subscribe to Joy to the World through the last day to subscribe is October 10th. So that's coming up in just a few days. Also, if you'd like to take advantage of and join the product-based class, let me know by purchasing the bundle. And I would love to send that out to you. If you do not have a demonstrator, reach out to me at terryhartley.stampinup.net. Make sure you use the host code that if you order the product-based class, so I know that that's how I know you've joined. And in case you haven't seen the dies that go with Have a Hoot, there is a die for each. There's a die for each of the little owls. There's like a leaf. There is even, this makes tags and also cuts out little windows. And there's even a spider web and another little leaf, which could be an antler. So, again, I really appreciate you staying with me to the end. And let me know which card you liked. And I love reading your comments. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.